And all right, guys, we are live on YouTube. How's everybody doing? Daniel, nice to see you. Randall, nice to see you. And now we are live on Instagram as well. Look at that. It worked. I was afraid that wasn't going to work, Doug, because the first time I did that, it did not work. But I realizing what I did to screw that up. So we got it. We got it dialed in now, and I can see the comments. I have to have a smaller screen on both, but I can see both comments. Tater Dom, nice to see you, buddy.
And I see that it's also live on my YouTube channel, which is good news.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, so
Fantastic.
let's it is 7:00. We are here for week 3, round 1 of the blind sample showdown. We have Zach on my whatever side this is, and we have Doug on whatever side this is. I don't know how it looks for everybody else, but I think Zach's on my left, Doug's on my right. Zach is not what I would say, let's just, for lack of a better
What's
term,
up, Bobby?
call him an influencer. That's not what he does. He's just a rad dude on Instagram, and he's good at drinking whiskey. Doug over here, he does have a YouTube channel on his, also has an Instagram. Also, Doug, you have a website, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You want to talk about what your socials and stuff you can find? I'm going to pop
Yeah,
Zach
so
up there. This is Zach, by the way, on Instagram. And go ahead, Doug.
yeah, do you want me to give you a banner? So I'm Demi Tastes pretty much everywhere. I realized probably too late that this brand is a bit confusing if you are not also a coffee aficionado. So Demi is the prefix that I've used for my username since forever. And a demi-tasse is an espresso cup that usually has a handle. They are about this size. This one doesn't have a handle. So demi-tasse, that's sort of the pun there, is that I do a lot of tasting, and so demi-tastes made sense. And my beat is American single malt. So similar, I imagine, to Freedom Malts. Because of your name, at least, I think of you as a single malt guy. And boy, I wish my branding was that on point. So
That's awesome.
So, since you brought that up, yeah, the name Freedom Malts came to me as like, I kind of wanted to do this, and I was looking into it, and I was thinking about it, and I'm thinking about it, and I said, you know, there's all kinds of cool names that you can pick and do. There's so many bourbon channels, there's so many Scotch channels. I'm really in love with American single malt. Why don't, and I don't see a lot of people talking about it. You know, every once in a while you'll get a blip here or a blip there from one of the other channels, and I'm like, let's kind of focus on American single malt. So what was a better name than you know, just calling it American single malt? Well, Freedom Malts I thought was fun. But
well, that's better than where mine came from, because I didn't want to be on Instagram initially. My daughter wanted Instagram, so her first username was Juice Box Heroes,
okay,
and so my name became JVHS's dad, Juice Box Heroes dad. So, yeah, nothing clever for me, but it's kind of a brand that's kind of stuck. You know, I'll show up places and people just be like, "JB, what's up?" I'm like, "Okay, man, cool." You know, excited to be here. I just hope that, you know, Germ gave us something decent. That's really, I'm more worried about quality, honestly.
You're worried about quality. You should be. I don't drink anything but swill. That my collection is all swill, and I don't think I've paid over $20 a bottle for any of this stuff.
pretty cool.
All right,
Yep,
we
smells like swill.
We got a couple people joined in on Instagram. Mike, hey, how you doing? Andrew, how you doing? Bottom Shelf Bangers. I don't know your first name. I'm sorry. Bobby is over there. Bobby's over here as well. Man, we're doing good. All right, so let's get this started. You guys cracked them open and poured them a couple minutes ago, so they've had a little time to breathe. So how this works, we're going to go through sample 1. You guys are going to jot down what you got for generic category, generic ABV or proof, generic casking. Then also specific category, specific proof, specific casking. Any age guess you have, the age guess is for a tiebreaker only. So that has no merit until you guys tie up on one, and then your age guess, whoever is the closest, is going to get that point for that. Then you will get 2 extra points, bonus points, for guessing the exact distillery and guessing the exact bottle. Excuse me. While you're tasting these, you can talk amongst yourselves. You can try to throw the other one off by random weird tasting notes, and maybe do a little trickery there. That is all fine and good. Or you can choose to help each other out and kind of converse about what you're getting on it. That is all up to you. If I get too distracting by talking to you guys too much, let me know. I will try to curb it a little bit. But we don't need a lot of dead air on a live stream. So,
yep. I'll say one more thing for my audience. Normally I open by saying on my show we do a little bit of tasting and a lot of talking. Today is going to be the exact opposite of that. But once we get to revealing what we think everything is, it should get pretty interesting. So bear with us.
Okay. I do try to keep these two roughly about an hour. We probably will go over just a little bit, and I'm all right with that. But that roughly means about 20 minutes per sample overall. And that is including the few minutes that we've been on talking about this one. So we'll chop it down a little bit for each sample, and then the reveal at the end. So that being said, go ahead and guys get started on sample number 1. And boy, we got a lot of comments coming in. I'm going to read a few comments here while you guys are going at it. Yeah, Bobby, no hat. He's hoping that his luscious locks are good luck locks tonight.
That better, Bobby? No.
And we are commenting on wardrobe for Zach for the shirt.
Black Tusk. Thanks, Joe.
So you said, I think in week 1 that age was whoever. It's the tiebreaker, of course, so it's not likely to matter. But it's whoever's closest without going over. Is that correct?
I did say that on week 1. On week 2, I took the without going over part out.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to say whoever's closer. Now, obviously, that's gonna change things, because if it's an odd number and you guys are each the same amount, one higher, one lower, that's going to goof things up a little bit. But for the most part, we will probably only need one tiebreaker. What it'll come down to is I will add up the points for all 3 samples. I will pick one sample and go for the age guess on that. So when we go through telling me, don't tell me what your age guess is. Just have it written down. Number 4 is Malort, Andrew.
Oh, I don't think I got that sample, but I remember what Malort tasted like from a shot that I did at ACSA. It sticks with you, something like that. It wasn't nearly as foul as people say that it is, though.
I find it extremely foul. The other thing that was brought up once was these are all, in fact, whiskey. I didn't pull a fast one and chuck a rum in there or a barrel-aged gin or anything weird like that. They are all actual whiskey. I can't highlight the comments from Instagram, but my buddy Rob, HJC Media Group, Zach got the Malort. Age is nasty.
I like that Jepson's put out a bourbon and then had to specify that it wasn't aged in Malort casks. That was hilarious.
It was well received too. That Jepson's bourbon.
It's Dickel. It's always Dickel.
No, they actually did make it.
Oh, they made it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's they had that Malort come out in for a long time, and they didn't put anything else out, and they were just kind of working on that. That Jepson's was MGP, Jason? Are we sure? I thought they made it. Father Franco.
All right. So generic casking, calling it now. It's oak.
That might be a touch too generic.
There's a few notes in this that are making me go about 2 or 3 different ways on what it could be.
Good. That's
yeah.
remember my goal is to stump you guys. I like to see zeros at the bottom of the score sheet.
It took a second. Took a second. At least where I thought
Martin,
the profile where I thought the profile was going.
I would be blindly guessing, but I have at least a dumb guess about what this might be.
I have no clue because I don't know anything about Germ's collection. I just know that it's vast and there's a lot of rye.
You know, actually, I don't like my guess, and it's because of the proof.
Martin,
Germ, how much super rare whiskey would you say you have, or is most
tonight?
most of your stuff pretty accessible, or okay?
Me?
It's probably 60-40. You're like me. You buy all the weird rare stuff when you can get it, and then we supplement with the other stuff. Like
for reference, so you guys have a reference. When I poured these samples, the randomizer had 374 lines in it. So I had at that point in time 374 open bottles in my cabinet from every category, multiple countries. So there is, and it was random. There is no meta here. You can't meta guess these.
Well, I would disagree in that there is always a bit of a meta in that individuals' whiskey collections skews a certain way, right? If you were to randomly pick a bottle from my collection, you would be unlikely to hit rye because I just don't have that many of them. You'd be more likely to hit bourbon, but you'd be far more likely than either of those, about 50-50 in what's left, to hit either Scotch or American single malt. That's my collection. And if you know me, you would rightly guess that fact.
Randall seems to think my collection is all SMWS.
It's all SMWS. No, that's a good call. You can see behind him how many green bottles there are.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with having those green bottles.
If and for anybody watching that's going to be joining in this showdown, if you are very, very good and have a very good photographic memory and really can look, I pull the bottles well before I start the camera for the 3, so they're not even up there. So if you know what's up on that cabinet, you might have a shot.
Oh, so it's what's not there.
And I don't know what the viewers are seeing, but for me, all you see is my center section here. So,
could you clarify the distinction between generic casking and specific casking?
So, generic casking, you're gonna talk about is it new oak? Is it used oak? Is it wine cask?
Okay.
Very generically throwing out what you think it might be.
So are we separately naming primary and finishing casks?
Yep. And that I was just going to say that includes multi-casking. So if you think it's I'm just going to throw this out there. If you think it's a bourbon that has been finished, it's going to be a new oak with a finish. So a new oak and a finishing cask or a used cask for finish. And then specific casking, you're going to call out, and I did forget to mention this. Obviously, if you guys are going to call it a bourbon, non-finished bourbon, it's new oak. We all know that. You're going to get the point for that specific casking for new oak. It's just how that's going to be an automatic. But specific casking, if you think it's a sherry finish or you think it's a beer finish or you think it's a whatever. You can get as specific as you want to. As far as sherry goes and beer goes, you don't have to be crazy specific, like telling me that it's a Voodoo Ranger hazy IPA finish. I don't need all of that. But if you think it's a stout finish or a saison finish or whatever. And Doug just said, "Wait a minute, there's a whiskey finished in a saison barrel."
Oh, I know.
I didn't know that actually. I have a gin finished in a saison barrel.
I can't remember what brand it is, but I feel like I heard about that recently.
I bet you that's probably tasty.
Oh, that's gonna bother me now. You've thrown me off, Germ. You're gonna get me thinking about who was the saison cask. I definitely heard that recently.
Again, my goal is to stump you guys.
Oh, and okay, we're going for exact distillery and exact bottle as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those are bonus points. Like I said previously, if you don't have any clue, throw something out there, because if you hit on it, you get the points. If you don't guess, you can't get the points. Michael, you brought up a fair question. You are drinking Striker right now. Everybody in the chat, what are you guys drinking? Braxton, hey, nice to see you. Ryan, nice to see you.
I don't know, Germ, tell us.
Everybody but you two is what I was going for. I think I did say in the chat, didn't I?
I mean, it was worth a shot. I mean, you said
it was worth it. It was good. It was good. Does that get an extra point for
cigar pairing? So cigars are later. Cigars are at 9. We got 2 hours, guys.
We got Randall drinking water. That's interesting. Joe is drinking a Guinness. Marshall says being too observant can be a hindrance.
I'm done, by the way. One is done.
I've got all my blanks filled in. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get anything else from this. So
you guys tell me when you're ready, and we'll move on.
I have a funny, wild exact bottle guess that just differs from because there were like 2 main things that I thought this might be. I'm gonna stick with my gut on what I think it is, but there's another thing that could be fun if it happens to be that. So
Bobby is doing his own double blind right now, trying to prep for. What week are you in, Bobby? You are in week 6, so 3 weeks from now.
You've started training as earlier than I did, and as early as I should have done. So
I didn't train.
Okay.
In fact, I'm doing this injured, actually.
All right.
So I'm gonna pull out a wild card here and say I have an additional tool at my disposal. I have a different glass. It's a little wider, a little taller, and I can also smell the empty glass while I'm waiting for that to.
Oh, that's much different. Oh,
okay. Let's go through and get what you guys said for number 1 real quick, just so I know.
Oh, you want to go through one?
Yeah, we'll go through one and then I'll reveal it.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Zach, go ahead.
All right. Generic category. I thought this was a rye. Generic proof. I think you're 110-ish. Generic casking. After you threw us the curveball that we needed to name, I think that this was a finished. So I think it was a new oak finished in a wine cask. Specific category. I think this was a finished rye, specifically a sherry finished rye. I do still think that my proof is good at 110. Then again, specific casking, new oak with the specific finishing cask being sherry. And I don't have a bottle guess or a distiller. I don't drink enough ryes.
You want to throw one out there just in case?
I have no clue. It's not even a problem. I could be
All
so
right,
far off on
I'm
the others.
definitely. It's already written down, but I'm definitely committing to the differences between us because it'll be more interesting if we don't score the same. Right. I did initially think this was hitting me a bit like a rye, but then the second place that I went was I think this was maybe a mid to high teens single grain. That's not my guess though. So I'm putting that factoring that into my specific bottle guess just for fun. But I settled on, I think this is a bourbon at about 48% ABV. Generic casking is new oak and wine cask finish. And we're doing specifics as well, right?
Yep. Yeah, just go right down your list, except for the
so
age. Don't tell
I'm
me the age.
thinking this is an Indiana straight bourbon whiskey with a high rye mash bill.
Okay,
Specifically,
so you think this is a high rye?
Yeah.
High rye bourbon.
Yep.
Okay.
Specific ABV 47.5.
47.5. Okay.
And the specific casking is a port barrel finished.
So new oak and port.
I almost said port, but
I really hope I'm right on the port. I feel like I'm unlikely to be right about state or even bourbon because it really did hit me like a rye at first, but I wasn't getting any classic rye notes for me. So
okay. Distillery and bottle. So you said Indiana high rye. Are you guessing MGP?
I'm actually guessing Starlight.
Okay.
And for the exact bottle, I'm just pulling out a crazy left turn and I'm saying I think it's an SMWS Loch Lomond single grain. I'm not going to bother guessing numbers.
I like the
covering the bases.
Yeah.
Covering the bases.
So you said these are bonus points, right? So they don't.
Those are bonus points. Yep.
Yeah. So they don't necessarily come into play. So I figured it could be fun if it does come down to that. All right, number 2.
Go ahead and get started on number 2, guys.
All right.
Okay. Very different.
Very.
Oh. How much world whiskey would you say you have, Germ?
I think I know. I know that smell. I remember that smell because I hated this smell.
Okay. I've gotten this smell in a few different things. It comes up a few different ways. I'm going to go with the most common way, assuming that this wasn't a bottle you found in somebody's attic from the 50s.
No. Wasn't there.
Can I go sniff one of my bottles real quick just to give me a contrast?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to let Zach
figured I would
answer
ask.
that one.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. We're sitting right here until we get up. Okay. Now, when we're done, after everything's written down, you want to go smell it. I got no problem.
Hey, that's why I asked first.
Until everything's written down, I think,
Squirrel's drinking some Jim Beam. Excellent. Sorry, guys. I'm no, Andrew, I am not drinking the same whiskey that Doug and Zach are. I thought about maybe doing a funny like that, just kind of subtly pouring something that they got and all of that, but I opted out of that option. I pulled the 3 bottles and they're sitting down here on the floor next to me. So I am currently drinking the Kings County Empire Rye. Yes, no cheating. Apparently, the going to smell your own bottles is viewed as a cheat.
That's one of my own viewers. Thanks for the help, David.
Hey, listen, they're your accountability buddy.
Yeah, that's good.
They're keeping you honest, Doug. That's good. That's what they're supposed to do.
Let it be known that at the end of all this, I'm nothing if not honest. I want to make sure that everybody's on the up and up about.
Hey, man, that's all we can be, you know. Like
I
that's the
think
main.
I think there might be one person in here watching and drinking something good that is not commenting at all.
That happens to be one of the things that we're drinking.
No, it is not. But
Okay.
Okay. I am done. I didn't even put this in my mouth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, neither did I actually. That's funny. I'm actually filling in my guesses right now.
And I'm done.
you're
And I'm
Zach, you're done.
I think I'm 100%. I think I nailed the distillery.
Wow, you are fast. You weren't kidding, man.
I don't
Andrew,
mess around.
if you get a chance to find just about any Kings County, yes, the answer is yes. Don't ask anybody, just grab it. They come in cool little squatty like flat bottles. They're very good whiskeys.
This was a distillery that to me that I tried and I disliked it so much that it's literally that profile is like etched in my brain. And that's exactly what this feels like. That's
Small
crazy.
spoiler alert, and I don't know because they haven't commented yet. Well, I'll wait till Doug's done. I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
No, we'll wait. We'll wait. Hey, Chelsea, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. All right, Mike.
No.
What do you think about that one?
We're gonna drop that. We're gonna drop it.
Doug's screen froze. Yes, it did. Add to stage, remove from stage. There we go.
Oh.
We got him back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't think my internet
don't either.
died, but this website died.
I think he got up. I think he got up and he went to smell bottles.
There was a little time lapse there. What are we doing here, Doug?
I'm still sitting in the same place.
Now you are. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
The timing of that is highly suspicious. I'll give you that.
I mean, you know, it was great timing. Pretty sus. Yeah.
I'm with you there.
Dude, I swear to God, I got that all on the smell. I'm so.
So did you already guess in and I missed it? So I don't even know what you guessed.
No, I didn't. I didn't
do
say.
any of that yet.
I didn't say. I didn't say.
That is a good whiskey, Mike. Zach sounds scared. There's no fear.
I have no fear. All I can do is be confident. That's the thing about a blind. You're either confident or you're not. And even if you're wrong, you're still confident.
Be confidently wrong. That's fine.
I mean, what?
No, man. In all honesty,
I got to drink some whiskey. Period. I got to drink some whiskey. What's bad about that?
I did forget to mention this at the beginning. It is National Whiskey Day, so what a better day to do this.
Come on.
International Whiskey Day, even.
And what else?
Oh, yes. It is. This is Zach's birthday today.
So
he is a crisp 29 years old.
Yeah, plus 20. Let me rephrase that. Not plus 20, plus 17. You know. Yeah, old man is how I feel. I am gonna stick by that, and I'm gonna die on that sword.
There you go. I like the confidence. I do. I really like the confidence.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, by the way. Sorry, I was focused on filling in my
No,
blank.
it's all good, Doug. It's all good.
Chelsea, what are you drinking tonight? You drinking any larceny or weeded bourbon? It is her arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Thanks, chat. I appreciate it.
we got all the happy birthdays are coming in. I could put them all up here, but
Dude, you don't have to, dude. I can see them. I can see them. Thank you, chat. Much appreciated. Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, like, I will forever remember. That's exactly what that smelled like.
Yeah, that note that tells you what it is really comes out in contrast to number one. Whatever that is.
Oh, holy cow!
DWS.
It was like it was night and day.
Yeah, you get used to it. Like eventually you can kind of smell past it, which is good. But like just to remind yourself of the quality of that note is really helpful to like, which brand is this?
Oh, I think I know.
I have what I think are two pretty solid guesses, and I'm going to split it on the exact bottle again. I need to commit to which one of these I want to do.
Well, one is bottle and one is distiller.
Yeah.
So you can go distillery and then guess something else on the other one, but if it's not the exact bottle, it doesn't count.
Yep.
All right.
That's the plan.
I just guessed distillery.
All right, Doug, are you? I know Zach said, are you set, or you need a few minutes yet?
I'll just be overthinking it. Let's go for it.
Are you sure? Final answer.
It's really just down to age is the only question, and I'm in the middle right now, and I feel like it could be younger, it could be older, but that's kind of my only question. So let's go for it.
All right, we're going to start with Doug this time. We started with Zach last time. Let's go with Doug.
Okay. Well, I just declared my confidence. All right. So generic category, Irish single pot still.
SPS. Okay. Proof. ABV, whatever you want.
Higher than makes my mouth happy, I think, for the flavor, which I think tells me something. But I'm going to say... Shoot, man. I'm going to stick with what I said originally, 48%.
48.
I changed my mind later. I'm changing it back.
Okay. Casking.
Used oak finished in sherry.
Used. Wine. Okay. Specific. You
specific Irish single pot still.
Yep. Yeah, you said it specific already, so we're going to go with SPS. Irish. I suppose there is single pot still now in America, isn't there?
Not legally speaking, but yeah, Talnua is making an Irish style single pot still. So there's that.
Specific ABV proof. Sticking with
here's where I'm gonna just I'll split the difference here and I'll say I want 55.5% for my specific.
55.5.
Yeah, because I was feeling cask strength based on certain things. I think that's less likely based on I can't name a bottle that I think it is.
Okay.
But I still want to put that down.
And specific casking, you said sherry.
Used oak and sherry. Used European oak specifically and sherry.
Euro, sherry. Distillery.
Redbreast.
Middleton.
Yeah, sure.
Bottle.
And I guess another Middleton, but I'm actually switching brands for exact bottle. I want Red Spot.
Okay. All right, Zach, what do you got?
Generic category was Irish pot still. Generic ABV, I put 105. I put used wine finished. I got peated Irish single pot still for my specific. I'm still at 105 because it's somewhere in there. I got used oak, but I got like a Chardonnay finish. And distillery, I guessed Waterford.
Okay.
You got a bottle guess or no?
No, there's too many freaking releases to Trying to
All right, so
on gas with Waterford.
just to make you
You're not going to
I'm
tell
going to
us
make you
that,
guys
right?
think about this one a little bit.
Okay.
You both are very, very similar, which is crazy to me.
Okay.
That you're that. I mean, that you're that. I mean, you get honestly, your proof is different from each other,
Yeah.
but for the most part, you guys are right on the same page.
Yeah. So,
guy-
Zach, when you gave your proof, I was laughing to myself because when I changed my guess from 48, the second thing I wrote down was 52%. I was gonna say 52.5. So your actual on record guess was
is
my
what you were gonna
alternative
say.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I listen. I wrote 105, 105. I'll stick by it, man.
You like fully committing, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm playing the game here, right? There's a meta game to this. Maybe it'll go well for me, maybe not.
I just go for it. That's how I do. I'll live and die, man, by the seat of my
fully
pants.
commit. So what I found interesting about that, so like based on that note that you're getting, I don't 100% know the various Irish whiskeys whether they use any peat or not,
dude.
But,
that note in the very beginning,
yeah,
to me, when I had Waterford this past summer, that is that soggy, boggy, peaty note that Waterford has. It's this weird kind of sour.
Would you describe it
over fermented like bog, and then like they peat it up.
Okay.
And so you get the smoke, but then you get this like off-put note.
On the palate, I think this could go either way because sometimes smoke shows up in the nose or just in the palate and not necessarily both. On the palate, I'm getting no smoke personally from this at all.
It's not a high percentage peat, but what I noticed that when we had those Waterfords, it wasn't a palate expression of peat. It was a aroma of peat. It was like somehow they captured all the lighter elements and they didn't capture enough of the tails to capture some of those heavy solids, which retained kind of those peatier notes that would have shown up more in the liquid.
This is what I love about this right here.
Yeah, Jason has a good observation
going back
there.
and forth on this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Jason does say Waterford does use peat in some of their bottlings.
So the note that I picked up from the nose on this, I wouldn't call a peaty note personally. For me, it's sort of the characteristic Irish pot still.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's sort of like this. It's like an uncooked fermented bread dough, kind of, with like a touch of soggy oatmeal to it.
Yeah, but there's something about Waterford. Every Waterford I've had, it's like it's turned.
You guys are killing me.
It's like
so. All right. How about a little wager? So let's say on specific style, like let's split our specific style guess so that we have some variety in our tastes, because I think you and I are both committed to what we think it is. So you're saying it's a peated Irish single pot still. I'm saying it's an unpeated Irish single pot still.
So you just want to go peated, unpeated.
Yeah.
Peated, unpeated.
Yeah.
I mean, so
lock it in. One of us will be right, but not both.
That's a side bet, a +1.
We'll take care of that after the reveal. We'll do the that's fine. What are you wagering? 1 point?
It's 1 point. 1 point. 1 point.
Okay.
1 point.
Yeah. 1 point.
So we could both miss it, but then one of us gets it peated or unpeated. Then we can be right back.
So we'll call it a tiebreaker, I guess.
All right. So just so I understand this, the bet is the whiskey is peated or the whiskey is unpeated.
Is unpeated.
Correct.
None of the other stuff matters. Just
none of the other stuff matters.
Okay.
Because
everybody heard that here. We have a side bet going on. First side bet.
That's too much. That's too much. That's too much changing
Showdown.
Our answers that are already written down. This is just one of us thinks it's this, one of us thinks it's that. So
okay.
All right. Okay. Let's move on to the third sample.
Oh.
I have yet
Don't need a second glass to help me with that one. Number 2. I'm just going to let it go.
There's
Oh, are you
things that
doing
I
the thing
wanna
on the
say to
hands?
some of these comments, and I can't say them right now.
Playing 3D chess by putting some on your hands. All right, I've got my coffee nose reset. Smell the elbow. I'm pulling out all the stops for number 3.
Smells like whiskey. Yeah, that's good. You know, that's good.
Hey, I'm on. Sorry.
Chelsea,
Minor
I love that
interruption.
option. I love that option. There's a lot of great whiskeys out there that do that. Chelsea says
now
she's on
that
Instagram. She said, "What about a non-peated whiskey finished in a peated barrel?"
that's a possibility.
That's a
That would
prop
make
bet
it.
there. That's when you're playing craps and you want to lose your money, but you might win big.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Andrew, yeah, it's crazy that
that's
I mean
nice.
that part of
That's
it's
nice.
crazy that one thinks it's peated, one thinks it's not. What's crazier to
Marshall,
me is how almost dead on they were in category and barreling and all of that stuff. And they were even close on proof, except for Doug changed it at the last minute. So I find that wild that they were both right there.
dude, Marshall, I agree, dude. Waterford is weird. I like this though. I'm gonna
The
say
only
this
time,
is nice. This is.
you know, I'm not going to name drop because I feel like that's just self-aggrandizement. I've tasted Waterford once, and it was when I was sitting down with Daniel Whittington in December.
That's cool. I mean, dude, I get it, right? You know, they're not all bad, but they're not all that good.
Yeah, it definitely left an impression on me. And what was wild about that was I had probably you know, just like, you know, the little dimple in the bottom of the Glencairn that just like holds on to liquid. Like you can get it out of there if you want. What?
I hate that little dimple.
Yeah, actually that's one of the reasons that I really like these glasses is they're flat on the bottom.
Oh.
Yeah, but they break. Like you touch them against something and they go, "Oh God, I'm fragile." You know.
I have never broken a glass yet, but I wish I had been recording earlier because I was cleaning my glasses and I nearly dropped one on my tile countertop.
Did the little
it was
juggle and catch.
I was like, I did the thing. I was like, push it to the floor because it's way better for it to hit wood than to hit the tile.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But like Glencairns are practically indestructible.
Nice to see you. Thanks for joining.
Man, I've dropped them, like caught them with my foot, and they went ding 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 across the floor. You know.
Somebody told me. So you know, I mean, these sample bottles, right? These Boston Rounds are also practically indestructible. Somebody told me the only time they've ever broken a Glencairn was when they hit it directly with the bottom of one of these.
I mean,
I would.
Seems very plausible.
Glass to glass, glass to porcelain, glass to like tile, like that usually shatters instantly.
Yeah.
All right, I need to focus on this now. All I can say is it's different. I don't know what this is at all. This one's a little stumper. I mean, I have generic clues, I guess, but on specifics, I'm nowhere close.
This is my realm of expertise. Oh, that's good.
Here we go.
Thank you, sir.
Either a hint or a distraction.
But you don't know what my realm of expertise is, so
that's true.
It doesn't help you at all.
Again, it could. Yeah, I mean,
I could guess
either way there.
Dalmore cigar malt. That's what it is.
I prefer non-chill filtered and no color added.
You know what? I don't like to drop hints too much, but I guess there is one meta you guys could go by. There won't be a Dalmar in any of these. That's one I don't buy.
Have you ever had it from the SMWS though? Like in an ex-bourbon barrel? Holy shit, dude!
Yeah, when they don't adulterate it.
It is far different. I haven't.
It's like a totally different distillery, practically.
The same.
Anybody who says you can't taste E150A, just try that.
The same with Glendronach. The same with Glendronach, and just solid ex-bourbon.
Those sample bottles will break a toe, Marshall says. Yeah, those sample bottles are pretty robust. You guys got the 1 ounce version. I also do the 2 ounce versions here for when I sample out to other people. Yeah,
This
those
one's
things,
tougher.
they will break a toe.
This one's tougher on. I'm trying to figure out who this is.
I'm completely stumped on this one.
Hello, how are you?
Yeah, you know that thing where he swirls it around in the glass and then chucks it on the floor.
Just chucks it.
In my Discord, we have a sticker of a GIF of that. I imported it to a couple of other Discord servers too because
I think I've seen it over on your Discord. Speaking of Discord, guys, while you're going through that, if you're interested in joining conversation, I'm sure you can find the Whiskey Lodge Discord here. I know it's on his YouTube page here. I'm sure you can find it at his website.
100%.
And
Go
do
to
you
the
link
about
it on
page.
Instagram as well?
Yeah, so it's in my link tree on Instagram. So you can find it. It's there's an invite to the Whiskey Lodge Discord anywhere in there. I imagine that the general audience of this is more whiskey expert. So what we need in the Whiskey Lodge, actually, we tend to skew towards newer people looking for recommendations and just wanting to hang out. We used to have a ton of spirits experts in the Whiskey Lodge, but as the pandemic has faded into the background, a lot of people have sort of left Discord. We're actually a little short on spirits experts right now. So if y'all want to join in and help sort of spread the love on how to giving recommendations to people who are new and exploring, you would be most welcome.
Okay, there you go. Marshall put a link for the Whiskey Shamans Discord. Marshall Rough Spirits also has his own Discord where you will find me most of the time. I don't know if he wants to. Where are we at? I don't know if he wants to put that up there or not. That's up to him. There it is. This is the Rough Spirits Discord.
Pretty stumped, y'all.
Randall, you're not grifting over here, brother. You're good. Do your thing.
Okay.
Zach looks like he's ready. Pens down, caps on. He's ready to rock.
I'm definitely not. At this point,
good.
I'm just going to be guessing.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm just glad. I'm really glad that I warmed up with what I warmed up with tonight, because I think it put me in the best spot. Like somehow I lucked out. Let me put it to you that way, Doug. I lucked out.
Martin, you definitely need to get onto the Discord. I don't know what you're dragging your feet about for, but
why do I need another
Marshall.
disc? I'm sorry, man. I have like 13 Discords that I'm a part of, and like Discord pops up. I have to mute Discord. It's too much.
You can control the notifications, but yeah, I had no idea how many Discords there were. I had no idea, when I started my whiskey podcast live show thing, I had no idea how many there were. Somebody asked me, why does the world need yet another whiskey podcast? And I'm like, well, I have connections, and I feel like I have information worth sharing.
Hey,
there's not that many, right?
If you're providing value and people want to watch it, who gives a shit?
We've had this conversation before, Doug. Marshall and I, and Randall, I think. It's not the fact that you're providing any more information than everybody else is. You're providing a different viewpoint on that information. And that is where the value comes in.
Of course, people, you tend to gravitate. But here's one thing that I kind of learned early on is don't always listen to everybody that you agree with.
Yeah.
Listen to those that you don't agree with too, because sometimes they have valid points, and you're going to miss something because these people were just talking about all the good. You did kind of miss what these people had to say. it's not necessarily that it's this perspective is right or this perspective is wrong. It's just, listen, when you get a bunch of people that are fanboying, you know, you kind of need to listen to the other side of it, you know, to balance everything out. So,
Well said.
you know, I'm ready to go. I even came up with a distillery.
I'm gonna throw one. Just I'm gonna throw one out there just for fun. But
If
yeah,
just come off. Okay.
Throw it out
Yep.
there.
Nope.
Doesn't hurt.
Nope.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Michael.
Variety of voices, perspective is
Yeah.
valuable. Absolutely. And yes, Michael, exactly. 100%. You know, you're going to find through watching and going through different channels and all that stuff, you're going to find somebody that lines up with you and you're going to gravitate towards them a little bit more, but you don't want to limit yourself to that only. Because there's people that don't line up with you that have very valid points to say, and you know,
There's also a thing with finding your own palette, finding people that you agree with majority of the time, but then other times being able to say, hey, you know what? I don't agree with you, but here's why I don't agree with you.
I feel like I'm throwing this competition right now because I haven't got a clue about this one.
Oh no.
Too bad the age is just a tiebreaker because I feel like I have more of a chance of guessing that than the other stuff.
Yeah, I forgot to put that one down there. I'm gonna go. There we go.
all right. Are you ready, Doug? As ready as you're going to be, or you need a few minutes?
Give me one more minute.
You got it. Marshall, Amazon, seriously.
Don't take my palate sucks.
Well, we can't. If we take Marshall's advice, we're all drinking rum.
That's a true statement.
That is a true statement, and it
I mean, we
happens
would miss out. We
way
would miss out
faster
on
than you
all
want.
of Campbelltown. We would miss out on all of Campbelltown.
Oh yeah.
No Isla whiskeys. Like, come on, man.
Except he's on the other side of the Mississippi, Martin.
Jeez.
You're overthinking it, man. Just go with the initial gut.
I know.
No, in all honesty, Marshall and Randall, I would trust both of you guys for a serious. This is what I get out of it.
Oh, come on, dude. I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna second guess myself.
I went back
On your pen,
and I tasted a note or two that pretty well convinced me I was wrong the first time. So, and I feel like I'm a lot closer now. It feels less random now, and I feel good about that, even if I'm more wrong.
Shots fired, Travis.
Okay, I'm good.
The comments are about to pop off here. We got shots fired by Travis.
Uh-oh. Big sexy up in the comments throwing heaters.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, Randall, taste is subjective. My experience and what I've tasted and eaten and have memorized in my brain as far as what that tastes like to me is absolutely 100% different than what it tastes like to any other person. out there.
Yeah. I think that's closer. I think that's closer. I mean, plumbing advice. Yeah.
Marshall, are you just throwing out guesses for what we're drinking?
Exactly.
I completely agree with you, Marshall, and I'm committing to something completely different. I don't agree with you. I'm just joking about that. For the record, that was neither of my two guesses.
Funny.
Yep.
Funny.
There we go.
All right. Doug, does that mean you are ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
Zach,
We'll start
first?
with Let's start with Zach this time. He's been ready. He's answered.
Okay. Scottish single malt. 122. I got used oak with a wine finish. Specific category. I picked this as an indie bottler from like SMWS. Still Scottish single malt. ABV is still the same, 122. I think this is a first fill X bourbon, finished in a PX cask.
Okay. So
exact distillery. I think first fill X bourbon, PX. And then exact distillery, I think this was an SMWS Glenrothes.
You are still specific proof, still 122?
Still 122.
Okay. And the distillery was what?
SMWS Glenrothes.
Bottle, you're guessing SMWS, so you don't have an exact bottle, but I will put SMWS for the exact bottle. That would be
okay.
That would be sufficient if that's what it is.
Okay.
Because to know the release, you'd have to know it.
Yeah.
All right, Doug.
We have settled on something very close yet again.
I like that you guys are so close. I do like that.
So first of all, I will my first thought was this is not my guess. Or should I give my guesses first, and then we'll talk about? Sure, let's do that.
Yeah,
I'm not confusing it. Okay. So Scotch single malt whiskey is generic, specifically Lowlands.
Okay, so wait a minute here. So your generic category is single malt.
Yep.
Generic, your proof?
58%.
58%.
Very close.
116, yeah.
Yep.
Cast type?
Wine finished.
Okay, just wine, or are you talking a mixture?
A mixture of refill to oak and sherry casks, basically. Okay, so not to translate that for you. I'll let you translate.
All right. Specific category, you said Lowland single malt?
Yep, Lowland Scotch single malt whiskey.
Specific proof still at 58?
57.5.
I like the little change there, just in case.
Just in case.
Specific casking?
A mix of ex-bourbon and Oloroso casks.
Ex-bourbon. Oloroso. Exact distillery.
Exact distillery Bladnoch.
Wow.
He went full Lowland. Yeah.
Once I picked up on a couple of things, I fully committed to the Lowlands bit.
I got it. Exact bottle.
An exact bottle. I don't really know exact bottles from Bladnoch, so I'm just gonna pick something else and say it's a Glenfarclas 105, or what's the one that has the number on it?
105.
Yeah, Glenfarclas 105. Let's just say that. Marshall, right. I don't
what
know.
What do we got for comments coming in here? Because this is good.
I don't use those apps, so I don't know if swiping right or swiping left is the good one.
It's the good way. It's the good way.
All right, this comment is great. Can't wait for the reveal.
Yeah. Let's do a side prop bet on what our point totals are at the end.
Oh, I have no clue. Like that.
Are we doing another side bet on this again?
All right. So maybe
No.
our side bets should be on who owes who samples. That seems fun, right?
Hey,
Okay.
this is you guys. I'm not going to facilitate a side bet here.
You game?
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay. So I'm gonna guess that I have a total of 7 points.
God, that was my answer. I think I did fairly well.
7 points is fairly well. Based on the first 2 weeks anyway.
I know, but I feel like I did fairly well. From not there to 4 to 4 6. I think I'm over. I'll do over or under, and I'll take the over.
Okay.
I'm over 7.
Less than or equal to 7 then is mine. I'll take it.
Yep. If we both get 7, then we go to tiebreaker. That's still fair. I owe you samples.
I mean, there's no losing in this scenario, right? Like once people start giving each other samples, it's all good fun. So yeah. By the way, I mentioned craps betting earlier while Germ is totaling up stuff. So here's a little fun thing about me. On top of all my other hobbies, which include whiskey and music and my day job, I also a couple times a year moonlight as a casino dealer for parties. So I don't ever deal with real money. It's always for like raffle tickets. So I started dealing blackjack in college, and then my sports coach worked for an entertainment company that does casino and catering and stuff for like corporate parties. So around graduation season and the holiday season, they have a need for dealers who are just contractors who aren't full-time employees. So since I knew how to deal blackjack, I did that. I'm from Texas. They taught me how to do Texas Hold'em. And then they were like, we need people who can like run these events because we need more people to run it. And they combined that responsibility with being a craps dealer. So I went to 6 weeks of 2-hour-long craps dealing lessons, learned how to deal craps. And now I am I'm the go-to craps dealer during rush periods. So that's fun.
That's cool,
That's
man.
kind of cool.
That's awesome. Like I don't understand enough about craps to go to the table and bet on it. I just know that you get in with somebody that gets hot and it just you start paying out. So
all right, Zach, did you have a guess for what your points total was for the side bet? I missed it.
So I'm the over. I took over 7.
Okay.
7 or under, Doug gets it.
Right. And we're talking about 2 different scores, by the way, which is funny too. We're taking the over under on the same number, but it's 2 different. It's basically 2 different bets.
All right. So
let's go to the straight. But before everything else, was it peated or was it unpeated for 1 point?
All right, for the first side bet for 1 point.
1 point. That's all we're doing. All we want to know is if
unpeated.
It's peated.
It is
yes.
Fucker. Goddamn unpeated casks. Oh.
It might have been a peated cask, though. We didn't take that bet. We didn't take that action. Could have been a peated cask.
Dang. All right.
I'm going to go through them in 1, 2, 3 because this is how funny it is to me.
Okay.
Your score for the first whiskey was tied.
Yes. Neat. All right. Cool.
At 0. The first whiskey
out of 36. Excellent. No, what? How many points?
The first whiskey was J.P. Weiser's blended Canadian, 22 years old, port cask finished, cask strength.
Wait, hold on. So I wrote port cask on my specific casking.
You did. Oh yeah, you're right. You did.
I put sherry.
No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at sample 2 right here. Sample 1. You
graded us on the wrong whiskey.
No, I had the wrong sheet in front of me. You have new and wine. This is used and wine.
So we don't get partial credit for having.
Oh, no
forecast?
partial.
No.
No partial.
I
Dang.
got new and sherry. Oh, so nope.
So
Yep.
we failed on new.
You
Okay.
did say port, but you added new to it, and it is used. The
Just to
proof
be
on
clear,
this,
did I have to
59.7.
say the primary cask?
Okay. Can I hold on. Hold that bottle roll up really quick. It's Canadian. Oh, because it's Canadian.
So you know what's
I gotcha.
funny? Did I
Yeah,
tell you
yeah,
what my
yeah.
other thought was?
Fucking Canadian.
So the very first thing that I thought on number 1 was that it was a single grain because it had solventy and caramel notes, and that it was probably in the high teens to low 20s. I would have been pretty close to accurate, but just in the wrong country.
It felt like a finished rye, and I didn't.
There's a lot of rye in this whiskey.
So here's, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but
yeah,
next to my finger, single grain Scotch whiskey,
yeah,
low 20s.
Yeah,
that's what I wrote. That was my first guess.
So in all actuality, neither one of you were really that far off. Zach, your proof was pretty close. However, you said 110, 55%. This is at 59.7. But other than the proof, you guys were, I mean, really in the realm of what it is and what it tastes like. So yeah, I love this whiskey for what it is. You have to go into it with the mindset that you are drinking a blended Canadian, but it is absolutely delicious. Did you guys like it, or was it? Did you not like any? Did you dislike any of the whiskeys?
I like 3 best.
Yes, 3 is my favorite. Number 1 is my second favorite. I give it a 6 out of 10. That's very good in my rating scale.
Okay. Perfect.
And number 2 was my least favorite.
3-1-2.
So we're in agreement. Cool. I was going to ask if we could like rate them as like a follow-up discussion, but I think we're
there may be a follow-up live on Instagram here after this. But moving on to sample 2. Again, you guys were tied
at 0.
At 0.
Well, hold on. No, that's right. Yeah, 0-0. Wow.
Number 2.
So what the hell was it?
I'm gonna blow your mind.
Is it Talnua?
It is a rye whiskey.
Oh.
No.
And it's probably craft. Is it craft?
Finished in a porter beer barrel.
Oh.
From the distillery 30 miles from my house.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't get rye on this at all.
Dude, that smelled like freaking Waterford. I am not joking.
So it is also at 43%. Doug, you were closest at 48. Zach, you were a little high.
I said 105, so
yeah,
about 10. I'm a little high.
And
what's the
we're not going
cask
to talk
on
about
it?
ages yet.
Apparently, it's a double cask, right?
It is. Yep. So it's new oak, and then
it is
beer.
A new oak.
Yep.
So I like that.
Son of a
guesses
bitch,
have been very similar. So we're reading these whiskeys the same way, but the whiskeys themselves are curveballs.
Yes.
That's why you can't put too
much.
That's
why when you guys were going through this, and I'm like, how are they both reading this exactly the same? And I'm dying laughing on the inside because it's like you are. I mean, you both have great, ideas of what it is,
dude,
and it's
these
anywhere near.
Two back to back were curveballs.
Yeah.
Because coming off of the first one into the second one, it led into that crazy Irish.
Yep.
Like
all right,
Irish single pot still knows all the way.
So
that was wild.
Now for sample number 3, and it is.
Do we have points on the board?
Well, obviously you're getting samples because neither one of us are going to get a plus or minus 7. You know what I'm saying? It's all here, bro. We're 0-0.
So Sample number 3. You both got generic category as a single malt. So you both got a point for that.
Okay.
Awesome. Points on the board.
Points on the board. Generic proof. Doug, you were just a touch you were a touch low. Like just a touch.
Just a touch.
You said
Okay.
58. Zach, you were pretty damn close. 122 proof, so that is 61%.
61.
Okay. So you got a point for that.
Okay, so what was it?
The proof is 61.2.
Okay. So nothing for me there.
Okay.
Generic casking. You both said used in wine. Neither one of you got that. It is a new
Okay.
char number 3.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
Specific category. Lowland single malt, Doug said. It is not.
Okay.
Scottish single malt, Zach said, which both would have been acceptable if it was Scottish single malt. It is an American single malt.
Okay.
Specific proof. Doug, you dropped yours down a little bit to 57.5. You stayed at yours.
But I'm off by 0.4. I'm off by 0.4.
You're off just a touch, so you didn't get that point, but you were very, very close. Specific casking, ex-bourbon, Oloroso, first fill bourbon, PX. No points on that one. Exact distillery, Bladnock, 0. Glenrose, 0. Exact bottle, Glen Farkless, 105, 0. And you did say SMWS. It is an SMWS bottle.
Oh, no way. Hold on.
So I got 3 points.
Well, you got 1 for single malt, 1 for generic proof, and 2.
And then 2. So I got 4.
You got 4.
But I still love samples because and he got 1 point because
I had to check my floor whiskey because I have some.
It is Copperworks. 3-year-old, 61.2, number 3 char. 143.4 is the bottle.
So it is 4 to 1.
As soon as you said American single malt independent bottler, I grabbed the Copperworks 3-year at 60.1% because I was like,
it's actually 4 to 2 because Doug got the side.
Oh, that's right. He got the one on the one 4 to 2. 4 to 2. Well, I still owe samples because neither one of us.
Neither one of you guys got 7. So you got to do a sample swap. We'll go with that.
No. I lost. I owe him samples.
Oh, okay.
It was plus or minus. It was the over under. He got even or under. I was over. He's right.
So I got 1 point before the side bet, and so it was 5 points to you, Zach, and 1 point to me, and then we ended up.
No. I got 4, and you had 1. You got 1 because of the side bet, so it's 2 to 4.
So wouldn't that make it 2 to 3? Because we bet a point. So like trading a point. I mean, or it doesn't matter.
Does it matter?
It doesn't. Yeah.
I was like, either you get a point or I get a point. I mean, like, you know.
I like that.
Fair
I like Mike Michaels. Yes, absolutely. Stumped.
I mean,
I love it. I didn't shut him out.
If it was the other way, I still win. It's 3 to 2.
So I'm happy that this is my favorite whiskey of the bunch because I'm an investor in Copperworks. Yeah, so this right here is proof that I'm not just brown nosing Copperworks when I say Copperworks is really damn good.
Yeah.
I like it even when I don't know what it is.
No idea. I was shocked that you didn't know. But it's one of those things that you can't just there's a few whiskeys out there that are like, yeah, I know this is Balcones, or I know this is.
Dude, come on. I'm not kidding you. I thought that the second one was Irish. Like there was no ifs, ands, or buts.
No doubt in my mind.
You
both, absolutely. You both were on it. Like this is Irish pot still.
Coming off of that first sample, going into sample 2, it was like, dude, it was everything I hate about Waterford. and it's like that's the only thing that my brain had something like that to go to, and I was like, oh, so it's Waterford. Instead, it's a beer finished. It was a beer finished rye.
Yep.
I should have YOLO'd American single malt whiskey on this one because based on random guessing, right? I'm the guy who prides myself on being an American single malt whiskey guy. I should have just gone all in on that.
Listen, if it's Balcones, or Andalusia, that's pretty much the extent of my American single. I need more. I need more. It's just that, listen, you know, for the longest time, the only other choice was like Westland, and it was really expensive. It was generic in the offering. You know what I mean? It was kind of a lack of creativity. And then, sure, the Guariana, but then you're like, okay, well now it's a $200
Yeah,
bottle.
that price doubled. Yeah.
Instead,
I love that Outpost range. I think the price they ask way too much for it. I think it's an $85-$90 whiskey instead of $150 whiskey. Um, of course, I am not employed. I don't know the black and red numbers on the spreadsheet for what it costs to make it versus what we need to sell it at to make some kind of profit on it. I don't know that. Just
well,
you know, like I picked up those 3 raising glasses just the other day. Now those are single cast Westlands at cast strength, which is more than their 50% on the Outpost range. It's super similar. I mean, it's got to be super similarly made, and those are 85 a piece. I think that's right. I think that's right for what they are.
I listen, Marshall. Marshall said, "I'm glad to see 2 of my theoretical juggernauts in this contest get thrown off." That was tough, man. That was tough.
That was tough.
I appreciate the
Like,
compliment.
Yeah,
that was
we
that
actually,
was
to be honest with you, I suspect. Like I was talking to my wife last night, and I said, so far 8 points is the highest points out of 30. I'm expecting maybe to hit 15 points from somebody tomorrow. And I was more blown away that you guys were as close as you were, but just shifted off a little bit.
Yeah.
the rye profile in that JP Weiser's was so prevalent after coming off of drinking the Old Forester rye. I was like, oh, dude, there's all those rye notes. It's all there. There's just a little bit of age. Nope.
I agree, Jason. To an extent, obviously, if you're in a business situation, you're trying to run a business, you can't sell something for less than it costs you to put it together. But at the same
Absolutely.
time, you know, there's a point in time when asking too much money for over what it costs you is not good either.
Awesome.
All right, well, gentlemen,
Well,
it has been an absolute
Doug,
slice.
Doug, I will be in touch.
Yeah. Well, I hope
Because
we all stay in touch. Everybody in this competition is
apparently
fantastic.
you like American single malts.
I
So
do.
there is probably not a person out there that has a 3 row of shelves of balcones that they can just pull from over the last like 4 years. So I've got some pretty cool stuff that I could send you from balcones if you would like. That I know
Oh,
you're
he is gloating. Marshall is gloating, Ash. Did you see that? I still suck at this, but at least I'm not a total loser. He called us total losers.
Oh! I would like to have seen you guess that was fucking Canadian whiskey on that first one.
To be fair, he did have a Canadian in his, and neither one of them got Canadian.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody
So,
forgets Canadian whiskey exists, and I was trying not to forget. I had that in my
well,
set of guesses for at least one of these.
everybody forgets that normal people don't buy it, and German's
Yeah.
not normal. And listen, a
He
22
does
year old
not,
JP.
Chelsea.
What's up,
Crazy.
Clint? This contest.
Yeah,
is a
congratulations for winning on your birthday. That's the way it should be.
scam. Well,
In all honesty, I think you guys did actually really good
that was tough.
overall.
That was tough.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was
I'm not
tough.
upset
It
about
was a
that at
tough
all.
thing.
This was fun. And on the plus side, I don't have the pressure of having to do another one now.
Right. And the other thing I want to say is these 2 guys, to me, were were probably, I mean, other than probably Randall, Bobby, and Richard coming up, these two guys were probably going to be the ones that scored the most points to me, that in my mind. And so what I'm
We
trying to
didn't
say is
get.
the people that
We
are
got
nervous about doing
trickery.
bad,
It was sheer
it's hard.
trickery.
It doesn't matter how good you are, how much you've had, how much experience you got, what you do know, what you don't know, none of it matters. It is tough.
All right.
This was
So
tough.
before people start heading out, let me ask. So I've been told before this whole thing even came together, I've been told by some people that I should try to do a similar type of American single malt bracket. So a little bit more constrained, that it's all American single malt, because I have a lot, and basically having people do this kind of
Hello,
thing.
Donald.
Is that something that people would be interested in? I know it might be, the same thing again, but right, call it a reprise of the idea.
I tell you what, I am. If somebody wants to hand me samples and says you don't know what they are until I tell you after you drink them, I'm down. I love it. I
Sounds good.
absolutely love doing it. I suck at it. You know,
It's what? It's not about being good or not. It's about being confident in what you're tasting, and then being told what it is, and being able to pick apart why you picked what you picked.
Yep. And then
my guess, Zach, for
incorporating
you,
what it
the
really
peak,
is.
the peak
into
you
your-
picked up was the porter beer, the roasted
It had
barley
to have
for the
been.
beer.
It had to have been.
Yeah.
Then again, I'm not gonna lie. I've been sick all week. Like I can't hardly smell out of my nose. So like I got smoky. Like I'm not kidding you. I smelled that freaking Waterford soggy distillate. Freaking I can't tell you. I that's what I smell.
So you're winning with a broken nose. You don't have to rub it in like that, man.
Chelsea, you did pretty darn good in Will's speed tasting, so I wouldn't discredit yourself too much there, dear.
Well, I've got them. I've got them half poured, so I am going to go back and.
Yep.
Now that you know what they are, now you can go through and kind of see what you come up with that time.
Yep. And I have a few tasting notes written down here as unbiased, so I can add those to my reviews of these also.
Sure, absolutely, guys. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Hey, what was the name on the second one?
That is Northern Waters is the distillery. It is Double Barrel Buckshot is what the bottle is called. So it is their rye whiskey, then finished in this particular one is finished in a porter beer barrel. And it is a local porter as well. So the beer was made locally, the whiskey's locally.
And it was 143. 143 dot.
The SMWS was 143.4.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you, sir.
I'll just get these details from you later.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
Yeah. We can message. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Cheers to everybody on this International Whiskey Day. I hope everybody is enjoying at least a dram tonight. And I'm assuming there will probably be some kind of after show on Instagram live here.
Bobby and I go live on Instagram in 30 minutes over on Bourbon Battalion. So
Bourbon Battalion,
whiskey
JBHS
over
Dad.
there.
Jump on Instagram if you're there and follow those two guys. Follow Demi Taste, Doug, and we will see everybody next week, hopefully, for week 4 of the Sample Showdown. And we have next week, what do we got? We have Brandon from Officially Duckworth and our good friend Randall, the Whiskey Shaman.
Awesome.
It's going to be a good one. All right, gentlemen.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.